Joining us to dig deeper into this guilty plea, criminal defense attorney Joe Tacopina. Joe, take us behind the scenes, but would you have told them, Loughlin and her husband, Januli, as clients, that they should have cut a deal earlier rather than, well, is a lawyer ever going to say, hey, don't spend money on my fee?
No, I think they handled it just right. No, but seriously, I think they did handle it just right because this offer was not available earlier. You remember, they were talking about years in jail for these people. This couple in particular were vilified in this case, and there was at no time any word of them being offered 2 months, which is a matter of weeks, and a 5-month sentence in this case. So clearly, by waiting it out, and I think quite frankly, I think with the pandemic, there was just this thought to get this case wrapped up. In addition to this important fact, Singer, remember the mastermind behind this whole scheme, they uncovered messages on his own phone where he said the FBI agents were pressuring him and asking him to lie. That was going to come out of trial. So this was something that I think, between the situation in the world that we find ourselves in today, coupled with this new, very damning evidence against the government's chief cooperator, they played their cards just right, because there's no guarantee they're even going to jail for 2 and 5 months, don't forget.
How much time do you think they'll spend in jail? Because I was going through the sentences for other parents who were involved. The ex-CEO Douglas Hodge got 9 months. It's a wine dealer in California, ended up getting 5 months after prosecutors recommended a 15-month stint. There was like a parenting author, a book author. The feds wanted 6 months. She was sentenced to 3 weeks. So it's roughly in line with what the other sentences have been.
Yeah, it's certainly right in the middle of the range. If anything, slightly lower than the middle of the range where the other sentences have been. Also, don't forget, this judge has, across the board, systematically given lower sentences to the defendants than the prosecutors have asked for. In this case, again, with 2 and 5 months, with the global pandemic, they could ask for home confinement to do their time at home instead of having to go into a prison system that's overly populated for a matter of weeks. So I think they played their cards just right here. I mean, their exposure at trial was enormous. I mean, the guidelines said up to 40 years. That was never going to happen. But if they were convicted at trial, for sure, they'd be doing at least a couple of years in jail each. And that's, was a heck of a risk to take.
It's also the cost of going to trial and the legal fees that you will pay. You wipe out your savings doing that, even for wealthy celebrities. So you don't think that these individuals, Loughlin and her husband Januli, do you think that they'll just never actually be behind bars because of the coronavirus pandemic?
Yeah, look, I predict they won't be behind bars because of the pandemic and the way sentencing courts now are looking at, especially sentences like this. Look, Michael Cohen just got out of jail way earlier than he was supposed to. Many people are being released because of the pandemic in the world right now, and because of the age range of these defendants, they really fit right squarely in the middle of the sort of defendants who, instead of putting people in for a matter of a few weeks, like Lori Loughlin would be going literally a matter of a few weeks, it might make sense just to have them be confined to their home. That's what judges have been doing anyway.
Joe, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Always. Joe Tacopina. Sure.